I work today from a slogan that I came up with a few years ago: know it, love it, protect it. I had come to believe that protecting wasn't on everybody's mind. Words were not action, and somebody had to pick that up. We did that in Charlottetown, and I'm proud to say we have taken big steps to preserve the setting of our Canadian history. Province House, the colonial building where the fathers met, was very carefully researched and restored by Parks Canada in cooperation with the province of Prince Edward Island. After all, it was our legislative building. It took almost 12 years. It was a joyful day in 1986 when the building was officially reopened and designated as a building of national importance. Now, I must say we've been studied and studied and studied. One study noted to our delight that we had a history, a location, and a social infrastructure, and that we benefited from a town that contains a larger percentage of historical and architectural significant structures than any other city in Canada. I suppose that's true, I don't know. We liked the compliment anyway. But even with all those studies, it took us 4 years to have a very basic heritage bylaw passed, and we're still working on tightening it up. The wonderful side streets with simple houses on them that create such great streetscapes have been our biggest challenge. But in the last few years, the success of our efforts has been reinforced by serious citizens who have picked up the challenge and are doing some impressive work on buildings themselves, and even better, moving into them. I am sharing this with you because I believe that we who take the research of our history seriously must become involved to save it physically. It will not happen without our aggressive input. So we have to be stage designers, we have to be restoration architects, we have to be publicists, we have to be educators in the broadest sense, and we have to be creative in the reuse of our buildings. We have to be creative in our arts, on the stage, and in our cartoons, and in our songs. And that reminded me of a song that Johnny Wayne wrote in 1964 called Charlottetown. And he writes, "It all began without the sound of war, without the clash of battle, without the cannon's roar, without the outstretched sword, but with the outstretched hand. They just sat down in Charlottetown and built themselves a land." In 2014, the country will the island, but really the country, will be celebrating a 150-year anniversary of the Charlottetown Conference. Yes, there will be parties and fireworks and pageants, but I hope there will also be debates on the weaknesses and the strengths of those meetings in 1864 that we didn't completely finish then, nor in 1867, and I hope not in 2014 or 2017 either. We are a country that is evolving, and we must be very smart about that. I know this organization is going to hold its annual meeting in Charlottetown in 2014, and I hope you all come. I'm going home tomorrow to prepare for your arrival, and I will be pushing and pushing to make our little town even better for you than it is today. Love.